Hello.
I'm good. What's going on? Hustler and Muscular in the building. Back at it again, going live. Just like we have Mr. LJ is legit. How you doing?
J-Man's legit, but you can call me J-Man, Jordy, whatever, whatever's good.
J-Man's good enough for me.
All right. A lot of people call me J-Man's, though.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Anyway, that was actually a pretty good, artwork display in the theme of Vegeta from Bruce Falconer. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I got plenty more to come. I got plenty more to show out. Plenty more artwork for that, but took some work to create that.
Yeah, same thing with my stuff. When I create my profile picture and my, I think it's my banner on YouTube, but yeah. So
Yeah, so I was gonna cover this topic last night, but I ran out of time, so I'm gonna cover it today. You're familiar with Ebony K. Williams, right?
I've heard of her, but I don't know a lot about her, to say the least.
Okay, well, she's an African American woman who some months prior was asked would she date a bus driver. She said no, she wouldn't unless he owns the bus, thus giving blue collar workers a bad name, indicating that she has a low opinion of men who work blue collar jobs. So that kind of rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But
Wow.
fast forward to more recently, now she's changing. It seems like she's had a change of heart or something like that. And maybe now she's encouraging women to not only get education but secure a good man, which kind of begs the question: did Ebony K. Williams have a change of heart, or did she just capping?
That's a very good question. I mean, I wish I knew the answer to that too. I mean, it's like, it's not a case of contradictory or, or just like condescending, but then again, it could be just something like, something else different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at her. She does she does a late night talk show. Well, that makes sense because I don't watch television that much, unless if it's wrestling related, But other than everything else, no, I don't watch TV late at night. In fact, TV is like almost like ancient.
I wouldn't go that far, but me personally, I haven't watched a good television show in damn near a year. But then
Yeah.
again, I ain't got cable in my room, so maybe that's why.
True. Anyway, so there's I don't know if I count as one watching. I mean, I'm watching on the YouTube side of things on my iPad. I think I'm probably the only person that could probably chat real quick on.
Actually, anybody can hit the link and come up. I think I already sent one to Mona, and I put it in. The link is right here.
So, in case you don't know, that's me in the live chat.
Okay. All right. Good looking out.
So yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like the profile picture. It almost makes you like Black Vegeta, only if except the hairstyle. I know it's it's probably your hairstyle, which is fine. I know it's not spiky. It's actually pretty good artwork though.
I don't have any hair, honestly. I used to have hair.
Huh. But that's your avatar, like of what you would look like, right?
If I had a head full of hair, then yeah, I got other avatars that are more accurate.
Hmm. So basically, what you're saying is, wait, do you have facial hair?
Yeah, I do, like a goatee.
Well, I was gonna say you could be like the Nappa because even though I mean, we never would ever see him go Super Saiyan because we probably see that in video games, like what if scenarios. But maybe your goatee could go gold or something with your eyebrows if you got eyebrows.
Of course, I have eyebrows. Who shaves eyebrows?
People who want to try to see if they can grow back. I don't know. Some people are just weird like that.
Yeah, no shit. All right, I'm gonna show you a video real quick to show you who Ebony K. Williams is. Give me a minute.
All right.
All right, can you see it?
Yes.
All right, now this is this is from Alana Vasquez as Ebony K. Williams. Would you date a bus driver? Let's hear what she has to say. She made this maybe some months prior, 4 or 5 months prior, and she was 39 at the time. Let me fix this so you can get a clear view, because I don't have that share feature. I'm doing the best I can with my live streams. But anyways, just bear with me on this.
It's all good. Work with what you got. It's all cool.
All right. Fair use.
Are now out earning men in 22 of the largest cities in America, including where I live, New York, DC, LA, you name it. When we talk, and I know that you've said that you cannot teach a man or tell a man how to be a man. So I will not ask you to indict men in this question. But I do want you to speak, Ayanla, to how women need to, position ourselves so that we can be in our divinity, so we can have our crowns right, how we can create and not build, when some of us, quite frankly, feel that the men that are available to us, and I'm talking about across the color spectrum, across the age spectrum, trust me, I've done them all.
Oh my God. She's done them all, ladies and gentlemen. She just confirmed that.
Man, all I can say is the price ain't right. The price ain't right.
The price is wrong, bitch. From Happy Gilmore, so.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, you heard it from her mouth. She's done it all, been with them all. Oh God.
That's kinky, but very interesting to hear.
Yeah. So she's done it all, but can't find the right one. Ain't that about some? I wonder why. Let's listen in and see. Fair use.
They are not positioned to protect nor provide because of some of the statistics we just talked about. They're not earning the incomes. They're not having the resources. And some of them are not even showing up in the leadership.
Okay, what kind of men are you talking about specifically? Damn.
Look at her face when you paused it.
She looking like, I'm like, what kind of men are you dealing with? Broke, dusty bums that don't work, don't go to school, don't do anything? Well, that's your choice. Seriously, why do women deal with men like this, but then complain that all men are trash? Seriously.
Hey, I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of person you look for. I mean, love is love. I mean, but it's like she's got, her own standards and practices, as it were, with whatever men she wants to be with. But she just admitted that she's seen them all, done them all, like, age gaps, race gaps, that kind of deal. So, yeah.
Yeah. Makes me wonder what kind of men now. All right, let's hear the rest of this. Fair use.
Would you date a bus driver?
Oh, here we go.
Would you date
if he owns the bus?
If he owns the bus. Really?
Oh my God. The wheels on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. And if your titties aren't bouncing up and down all through the town.
Okay, that's a good one. Too bad I ain't got that. Too bad I ain't got that horn sound effect. I'm still working on this.
I will say though, I mean, like what difference does it make if the bus driver owns the bus or not? Like, is she talking about like who owns the bus company or something? Like, she ain't being too specific, you know.
That's kind of what I said, because last I checked, you can't own a bus. The people that run the bus company, like CTA, CTA is a city-owned company.
Exactly.
You can't own, you can't own the buses.
Yeah, I mean, you're either the owner of a bus company that that can either run the buses, but but the people that drive in them are not owners. They're just employed. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, she's not being too specific. Like that's another problem.
Yeah, she wasn't. I said the same thing when I first saw this. I'm like, so what do you mean if he owns the bus? Does he own the bus company or owns his own bus? Because with city bus companies, there's no such thing. I'm like,
That's like saying if a taxi driver owns the taxi car, but the problem is, does he own the taxi or does he own the taxi company?
Uh-huh.
But hey,
so, yeah,
my question is, can she handle the stick shift?
The stick shift. Oh boy, look at you.
Well, hey, I mean, she's the one who said if the person quote unquote owns the bus.
Yeah, she did. When I hear women talk like this, it lets me know they don't know what the hell they be wanting. They just talking through their asses. That's all there is. Talking through their asses.
Yeah, which is a shame though. Like, and this is like a trait that some women have. Some, not all. Just so we're clarifying that.
Yep.
That they think they prefer something that they want in a man, but unfortunately, it just never exceeds their expectations. Like they just don't take the good with the bad, and that's kind of, it's a shame, but hey, it's certain people that, that have to have that certain standard required to have a man or a woman in their life,
Yeah, that's so true. It's like she don't know what she want. Anyways, fair use.
If he owns it, if he owns the bus,
that's a problem. That's a problem because
you're damn right, it's a problem.
Standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society.
You're damn right it is.
Yeah, she's not lying.
Mm-mm. You want a man that owns something? Okay, what do you bring to the table? Can you bring me peace, tranquility? Can you bring me into that stuff? And understand something, as men, we don't care about how much a woman brings to the table, money-wise or financial-wise. Get it where you fit in. Can you bring me, are you fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, willing to abide by leadership? That's what we're asking for. We don't ask for much.
Exactly.
But they want every goddamn thing.
Exactly.
And by the way, she was 39 at the time this happened, so I guess she turned 40 within a couple of months.
Yeah, yeah, she did. Wikipedia says so.
Oh, you're looking at Wikipedia, okay.
Yeah, I looked at it before you pulled this video up.
Okay. I didn't know who she was last month. So what?
Her birthday was last month, September 9th, 1983.
1980. Okay, well, she got a year on me. I was born in 84, so she got a whole year on me. I was born July of the following year.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was born in July too.
All right. Okay. Oh, so we're both Cancers. Okay.
Or a Leo in my case, I think.
I
was born on the 29th.
Yep, you're a Leo. I was born on the 8th. Okay. That sounds like a Leo. Yep. Now let's see what else this crazy woman got to say, or what she had to say. Fair use.
I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well. I would date a bus driver.
And that's the way it needs to be. Thank
Amen.
You. That's the way it needs to be. But try explaining that to her monkey ass. Fair use.
But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I could build with a bus driver. I'd have my little stash over on the side in my prenup, but I could build with a bus driver. So I think some of the criteria that we look for in the reality of today keeps us unhappy, keeps us angry, keeps us imbalanced. And then when the men show up, we want to beat them up because they're not living up to our standards and criteria. And it's not working, beloved. It's just not working.
What's up? Okay, that's the end of that. Well, that's the end of that segment. But
I saw her face change the moment she came back on camera. You didn't? Did you notice that?
What's up, y'all? Gerald here.
She did what now?
Like did you see the part like after the lady you saw talk just a moment ago when they had her camera there and then went back to Ebony? Her face changed a little bit.
Oh yeah, that. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I guess because that's not what she was expected to hear.
But then she had to change her face because she's on camera.
Yeah.
But yeah, that old lady's speaking the truth. I mean, there shouldn't be no high standards, to have someone, to be with you, like in that regard. So, but according to Ebony, she has this standard where she wants, as long as they own the bus or the bus company. Again, she's not too specific. Yeah, I mean that's kind of very. That sounds very like. What's that word I'm looking for? Very pretentious, I believe.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hold on a second. I'm trying to find something else. But yeah, that was Ebony K. Williams just a few months before she turned 40.
So this was a few months ago.
Yep.
Huh.
Well, that video specifically was about 4 months old.
And that guy, from the video you were looking at, that's a different YouTuber, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I forgot to shout out his channel. My bad. But then again, I wasn't trying to watch his content, just that segment.
If there's one thing,
I wasn't trying to watch his whole video, just that segment.
You could put his, you can put the video link, where they could find his channel on the live chat if you want to.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it seems fair.
Okay, hold on a second. I found another one. Hold on. Okay, shout out to the media man for this one. This one says Ebony K. Williams is back and has a familiar message for the so-called sisterhood.
The sisterhood.
We all know what that is.
This ought to be interesting.
So what now?
This ought to be interesting.
All right, let's hear what she has to say. And shout out to the media man for this content. All right, fair use.
The reality that needs to be said out loud is that as Black men age, their desirability increases. Thus, their optionality of women is always expanding. And the exact opposite is true for Black women. Mm-hmm.
I could have told you that, but okay.
Oh, boy.
I mean, she ain't lying. As we men get older and we get our finances in order and get, be the best version of ourselves, yeah, our desirability goes up. Not so much the case for women. Their desirability goes down when their fitness, femininity, and friendliness goes down. Your age, you start losing your beauty. That's where your value starts to go down. So it's not the same for men and women. She's right about that.
Yeah. But she was specific, like saying Black men. I think she said that.
Yeah, she did say Black men. I don't know. I don't know if that was a typo on her part, or maybe she. I don't know, because men in general like that. It don't matter the race.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It shouldn't matter the race, but I guess in this case, since she's part of the black community, she was referring to them. I've seen people do that, so hey. But anyways, fair use. And R.I.P. to Kevin Samuels.
As we age, doesn't matter how much money we accumulate, our degrees or professional accolades. The reality is that our marriage and partnership market value is depreciating with every passing year. Damn.
Wow.
No matter how good we look, no matter how fit we are, men are still seeing primarily our presumed dwindling fertility as a knock against us. And speaking of fertility, that is another reason that I want younger Black women to seek marriage and partnership in college or right after, if that's what they choose. Because the number of college-educated Black men are so low when compared to Black college-educated women.
What the? Oh, no.
Well, I had to put that in there.
She's being specific. She's just Black. She ain't saying general with Black or white or brown or whatever. She's just, I feel like she must be pro-Black and against white. But then again, I'm just simply giving my opinion out, and just a theory.
It's all good. She's representing the Black community. Maybe she can't speak for the other community, but even though she said she's done them all earlier,
well, that is true.
Prior.
I've done them all, seen them all, and seen how big they are. Wait, what?
Talking about she done them all. Was she speaking specifically for the Black community? I'm speculating anyway. Which every community is different. So hey, in this community, we got more women in college than they are men in college. I don't know how it is down there in the UK where you live at, but that's how it is over here.
I'm in the US, man.
Oh, you're in the US, okay. So you probably noticed the same thing.
Yeah, I've noticed, like with certain, things like that. The only thing is with me, I'm not the kind of person that, that's all about specific skin tone. Like, I don't care what you look like as long as you're not an asshole,
Yeah, same thing with me.
Like, the only color I care about is red because that's all we all bleed,
Yeah, that's kind of where we all bleed, or dark red or something.
Yeah, dark red. Well, you know what I'm talking about. And the fact of the matter is, like, again, I was never a big, fan of certain movements because I'm not, into racial movements. I'm into equal movements, like, for all people that are, whether you're white, Black, or brown, or whatever. The only thing that we should care about is our fellow human, like the blood that we bleed. Like, that's always going to be the same with inside all of us, and that's red, Now, as for her, she can do whatever she wants, but then again, I could tell she doesn't care. She's going to get liked by a lot of people who, when she's like favoring the Black community, which is fine. More power to her, but hey, it's whatever.
Yeah, it is. But this is what she's saying. And by the way, does she look like a dead robot when she's speaking?
Yeah, and she's not even using the AI voice changer.
Wow. I think I'm gonna try that one day, the AI voice changer, to see how it works.
But yeah.
Can you download on your phone? You must use a laptop for that.
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of AI voice changers. I'm just simply saying that for context, just to, because again, she's like bringing this upon herself,
Oh yeah, she is. But anyways, fair use.
So this is the most recent numbers from the U.S. Census Bureau in regards to education. If you look at the highlighted area right there, if we break the data down by gender, we find that 24.9% of African American men And 30.8% of African American women over the age of 25 have attained at least a bachelor's degree.
Wow, so it's more women getting educations than men, basically. And it's specifically for the African American community.
Probably a favoritism for the women than the men, because I feel like maybe it's because people, just find it like, like these guys will end up like hoodlums or they'll be gangsters, and then they'll try to shoot up places like, and you don't think women will? I mean, anybody is capable of doing anything, no matter what the gender is.
Yeah, that's true. But keep in mind, our society barely holds women accountable for their bad behavior. They just want to say, they came from a bad background. They're just stressed out. They got trauma. But let us men go out there and do some dirt, or we're monsters to society, demons to society.
Exactly.
Now, granted, I understand.
I'll be right back in just a moment.
All right, let me just say this. Now, granted, I understand everybody got their traumas, everybody got their problems or whatever, but when you go through life, let me say it like this. We all got trauma, we all got problems, we've all been through some stuff. That's not your fault. When you go through some trauma, that's not your fault. We understand that. But it is your fault when you go through life, bashing everybody and taking your frustration out on other people. That's something you got to deal with. Okay, as I was saying, it is whatever trauma you're going through, you got to get help for said trauma. You must get help for that trauma. Don't go through like taking your anger out on other people, especially when they had nothing to do with whatever problems that you went through. That's how that works. Okay, we'll wait for J-Man to come back. And until he gets back, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. The link is in the chat below. Feel free to come up and speak your piece on this whole thing if you want to.
All right, I'm back.
All right. Now we can continue with the video, but yeah. Well, specifically in our community, the African American community, is more women in college than it is men. That's kind of weird, but okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what else you got to say. Fair use.
5 million Black women earned a master's degree, but no higher degree. Currently, there is a 5.9% difference in regards to degree obtainment from Black women to Black men. And as you guys know, and I've stated this multiple times, every race of women has more degrees than their male counterparts. However, every race of men out-earn their women.
Oh, okay. So basically, for every race of women, the women got more degrees, but for every race of men, they're out-earning their women. I guess that's what he's saying.
Well, I guess that makes a little sense, but then again, it shouldn't shame the fact that, like men work, just as hard as women do when it comes to like college, and stuff like that. Like for real though. Like, and speaking as a white man, like I've never been to college, but I do know I don't need a degree to figure out the statistics, how that could be wrong, how it's like favoriting the females than it is the males. And I'm not against either, like I just think it's just kind of weird and wrong how, one side's more favored than the other. It's like sexual or like gender discrimination, I believe.
Yeah, that's what it is. Gender discrimination, favoring one gender for another.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, here she is again. Let's hear what she has to say. Fair use.
That we're all going to be targeting the same small pool of men. And as we heard today, on most campuses, there's like 7 Black women students for every 1 Black man student.
So the ratio to men and women is uneven.
Her eyes.
Yeah.
If you never watched My Name Is Earl, you would actually find it funny, when you get a picture taken, you have your eyes closed. But anyway, yeah, and this is all coming from her opinion and her perspective, as it were. It's not equally everybody else's thoughts,
Yeah, that is true. I mean, this is something that I was told. It's like I was told it's less men on college campuses than it is women. It's more women going to school than it is men. But it's just mind-boggling because I've been to college for 4 straight years. Graduated back in 2011. I've been to college, and it was just as many. I must say the ratio was not that imbalanced back then. So I don't know what's going on today.
It just occurred to me, like the majority of women you'd see on a college campus, that's like, a fact. But what does that say for prisons? Because mostly I think there is a female prison, but mostly I think it's mostly male prisons that get more inmates than the female ones.
Yeah, I can imagine. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I can definitely imagine. Because, like I said, women do bad things, but they're not held to they're not held to the same standard as men are.
Exactly my point. Like what you just said right there. Never held to the same standards. And sometimes mostly the men are vilified, and mostly they are the ones who get thrown up and have the key thrown away. And that's just again, I'm not saying that all men are innocent. I'm just simply putting that out there. Like it's just like there's a certain favoritism and certain discrimination from one side and then the other,
Yeah, true that. And a few women that do go to jail, they either get the minimal sentence or when they do get out, it's bragged about by the sisterhood. Seriously?
Oh boy.
Hey, it is. It's bragged about. Like, I got a criminal record. Yeah, yay me.
Oh my God.
But anyways, fair use.
I'll do the math. So here's my advice. If you are a young Black woman in college and you know in your heart and in your head that you want to prioritize family, I suggest that you simultaneously pursue that MRS degree right along with that BA or JD.
Whoa. Oh, hold on a second. Now we're going to see something what she's contradicting herself in. Okay.
Well, you already saw the segment from it was 8 months ago, but 8 months earlier.
Yeah, almost a year ago.
Yeah. Kind of like in the SpongeBob episode where they said 1 hour later or 8 months earlier. Kind of like that.
Yeah, that kind of deal.
I mean, I played that earlier, but now let's watch it back to back to see like you said, the contradiction.
There was a video that just went viral where there were a bunch of white women graduating from college, but they were showing their engagement rings.
Wow. These are Caucasian women, not bad looking.
I was going to say, like, I don't see that many Black women with engagement rings right now.
No, I don't. I don't know if they got engaged on graduation day or before the event, but it happened. If they're wearing it for graduation, hey.
More power to them.
Yep, you're damn right.
And I'm like, well, why don't our women pair up with these athletes or these guys that are going to be in the STEM field while you're in college? Because I'm telling you now, young women, it's not going to be too many places where you're going to get that many potentially successful men in one place. So I would advise you to go ahead and take advantage of that. And no, it's not saying forego your education. You have to figure out a way to do both. You have to figure out a way to do both. You have to figure out a way to do both. You have to get your education and also cultivate a relationship at the same time.
Because a handful of Black college-age men that actually do desire to get married soon, and they do.
What'd you say?
I was like, oh man.
Yeah, she's saying do both. Let's hear what she has to say.
Share that value system, and family is a priority for them too. Y'all, that is an incredibly small pool, and it's shrinking as you get older.
There is a 6% difference between Black men being married and Black women being married, with Black men at 33%, Black women at 27%.
Wait, hold on a minute. Let me see that again. So damn, it's way more. So it's way more unmarried Black women than it is married Black men. Wow.
Yeah.
It says Black women married 27%, never married 49%, 33% to 52%. Overall in the USA, 48% married, 34% never married. Wow. And that's just the overall USA, but this basically states that it's way more single Black women who've never been married than it is Black men who are who've been married or currently married. That's what I'm getting out of this.
Man, oh man, oh man.
And a small percentage of them are either divorced or widowed or separated. And I see the separated, divorce, and widow part is very small. But I guess the divorce is higher because divorce rates have skyrocketed over the last few decades or so. So
yeah,
I did a whole show on that. Okay, let's continue. Fair use. 3%.
Black women at 27%. So the problem is not Black women having more degrees. The problem has to be on Black women because Black men are doing just fine. More than 1/3 of us are married, as opposed to our women who are sitting close to 1 out of 4. And as I already stated, my thoughts on Black women getting married is this. I don't think that 3 out of 4 Black women want to get married. And they've been showing us that for the past, 5, 6, 7 years?
Most Black women do not go to school with the intention of one day being a housewife or a homeschool mom or a private school mom or soccer mom or whatever. A lot of Black women go to school and their top priority is that education for that career.
Ooh. Well, she ain't lying.
Well, yeah, that is true.
Okay, this one says 50% of women will never get married. This takes us for bozos.
Wow.
50%, that's a large percentage.
It's half, but it's percentage.
All right, let's hear what she has to say. Fair use.
Maybe it's because we're too busy being the most educated group.
Wrong. You're too busy being the most educated group. Seriously?
That sounded very, like obnoxious, but okay.
You damn right it did. Now let's see this.
Wrong. Yeah. Maybe it's because we know that a woman's worth is not defined by whether or not she's married.
Ooh. No one says it was. You got to be feminine, friendly, submissive, cooperative. Yes. And those are things you need to actually get a husband first. Don't you understand that, woman? Damn.
Yeah.
The nonsense.
So funny, man.
Yeah. Okay. Fair use.
And by the time you reach my age, 40, you will be faced with different choices relating to life partnership and motherhood. Now, I'm not saying that delaying marriage or motherhood is a bad option, but it's one that comes with its own consequences. And our women deserve to know on the front end of their decision making instead of on the back half.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people.
You really can't. Okay, that's the end of it.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, she does have a point there, like in regards to marriage, that, like delaying it, is fine, but it will lead to consequence. I mean, that's one thing I can't agree with.
Yeah. They say a wise person once told me, for every choice you make, you're choosing the consequences for said choices.
Yep.
Now, granted, she made a hell of a lot of sense in her talking point, but the question is, do you think she's legit with it, or is she just talking through her ass, like I said earlier? Because remember, about 8 months ago, she was saying she would never date a man unless he owned a bus or something, or some nonsense like that. Now,
Yeah.
8 months later, she's flipping the script and being like, well, you know what? Find yourself a husband while you're still young, in your prime, and in college. Don't delay it. So what team is she fighting for?
Honestly,
it's like she's defected all of a sudden from the sisterhood.
It's really hard to even, think of what's going on through her thought process. I mean, I'm not going to speak on her behalf because I don't know what goes on in her head. But the one thing, she can get some points to make sense, but not all of them. I just think that's one flaw she may have. And I think because she's been so heavily favored, like with one side or just one community altogether, it just, maybe it's, really gotten to her, like mentally, because you can never tell who's saying what and who's saying like this about the other, or what percentages are this and that. I think she needs to lay off the Cocoa Puffs,
Yeah, she's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, and you see where I was leading up into. Like she needs to lay off the Cocoa Puffs.
Wow. And it's strange because she mentioned specifically the Black community, but I don't think she meant, just Black men. Because I've seen people do that. They would talk about things, things in the Black community when really it could be, an issue for people of all races. But maybe it's because, when you stop and think about it, it's like our community is the only community that has this problem. Like they said, less women in our community are getting married. Other communities don't have this issue as much. Go to a Latino community, more people are married out there. Go to a Caucasian community, more married folks out there. You saw the video of them Caucasian young ladies with wedding rings on in their graduation gowns.
Now, the one thing we cannot,
in our community.
Now, the one thing we cannot confirm or deny with the engagement of all those white women at their graduation is that we don't know the color of their, specific other that they're engaged to.
Yeah.
That's the one thing we cannot, confirm or deny, But what we can confirm is that we saw more white women at that graduation, with their engagement rings.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But that just proves the point. It's like more y'all getting married and less than it is us. So maybe that's why she turned into a Black issue thing.
Yeah,
because it's
that's
prevalent in our
too. But here's the thing: this is coming from someone who's 40 years old, and from what I understand, she's never been. I don't think she's ever been married once.
I don't think so either.
And that's kind of shameful. I mean, she does have a look. I mean, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. She's good looking, but then again, maybe it's because of her political view or just her view of everything that's one-sided, probably is the reason why she isn't married or whatever.
Could be.
I mean, here's another fun fact. She doesn't even have any kids, but yet she could still be fertile enough to carry children, even if she's 40 or whatnot.
I've heard of some women trying that, but I wouldn't chance it.
Well, you just never know. I mean, certain women can do that. I'm not saying all of them should.
Yeah.
But still, the point is, she's talking about like what should be best for Black women in regards to marriage and this, that, and the third, when she herself has never been married once, and how would she know about marriage if she's never had the experience? Which is contradictory, to say the least.
Yeah, that's like a bald man telling somebody how to grow hair. How can you speak on that?
That is true.
Or or asking a homeless person how to obtain wealth and status. What the hell does he know? He's broken bummy.
Broken bummy. Oh, bummy. That's a new word. I mean, I never heard of that until now. But yeah, she doesn't realize the fact that unless she's actually had it, there's really no need for her to talk about it, because, I mean, here's the thing. I've never been married. I'm like 28 years old. I've never once been married before. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to stop trying to find someone.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to keep trying too in this community, but it's becoming harder and harder every day. Thanks to social media, thanks to all this nonsense we have today, It's becoming harder and harder.
Well, life was never meant to have it easy, to say the least. And certain people may think it is because they get rich or famous. Well, it does come with a price. And what we got here?
Okay, now that's a screenshot I found from Celebrate, Ebony Sutton, aka Celebrate, talking about Ebony K. Williams. I'm not sure if you can read that or not, because it's kind of hard for me to read too.
I can see it. I just zoomed in. Okay. So the screenshot says, "Where is your ring, Ebony K. Williams?" And okay, she says, and I quote, "I have had two. I divorced my first husband and gave back the second. This advice is for women that want marriage." Also, she has been married before, but the problem is it's never, it doesn't tell who she was married to. Okay, and then the Queen of Accountability says, "You're giving advice on wanting marriage. You need to give advice on how to stay married."
Emphasis on the words. I'm sorry to cut you off, but emphasis on the word "stay." Emphasis on the word "stay."
And you have a failed marriage and engagement, right? Did you learn from it? How can you help the next generation not make the same mistake? Anyone can get married. Staying married is the challenge. You proved that. Wow.
Yep,
that is true.
That's what she was saying. And that was Celebrate. Well, Daphne Sutton, aka Celebrate. She's like the Dick Tracy / Dark Knight out here in these YouTube streets. She got dirt on everybody, almost.
I'll admit though, that is very interesting, but it's true. I mean, she didn't hold anything back, and I probably commend her for it, because again, how can you give advice to someone who how can you give marriage counseling advice from, on television to people who want to listen or watch you when you are no longer married or were going to get married until you called it off? Like, how can you do that when you're not married and all that?
Yeah. And that's why when I do these panels, I don't speak too much on relationships, because I'm currently not in a relationship, never been married, so I don't speak much on that. Yeah. However, I do support the opinions of people who want to get married and start a family, even though I feel like it's not going to happen for me. Maybe I'll never get married. Maybe I'll never meet that special someone. Whatever, it is what it is. Now, you want to get married to somebody, that's fine. I don't hate. I congratulate. I congratulate and appreciate. I never hate.
Yeah.
But I don't speak too much on relationships because I've never actually been in one. But I can tell you what a relationship is not, because I've seen prime examples of it. So that's something I can at least go on.
Go on.
Hold on. Yeah, because I've seen my fair share of bad relationships. I've seen my fair share of undate-worthy women. So I can tell you what a good woman is and what a good woman is not. I've always believed knowing what you want out of life, knowing what you don't want is the first step towards knowing what you do want. You know what you don't want in a female? That's your blueprint as far as what you do want in a female. You don't want no independent boss chick. You don't want a female that values education or in career over building a family foundation. And you damn sure don't want no female that's been married to one guy and divorced another one. You don't want that in a woman, but you don't want a female with that kind of background. So find someone that's the opposite. That's your blueprint as far as picking out a good woman. That's how I look at that.
Exactly.
So yeah, use that as your blueprint to figure out what you do want in a woman. That's how I look at it. And again, I support marriages. Maybe it's just not for me. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I just know, like, if I'm gonna find the woman for me, I want her to accept me for me, like, you know, like for what I've got, you know, not what I can give, but what I got, you know.
Yeah. And
Because
like
again,
that,
acceptance for men to get women is a hard struggle, and I'm not trying to sound like that we men are desperate for sex or for love or for marriage. No, it's a complicated issue. Like some men try, they either get rejected or they're too shy to try, you know.
yeah. And I gotta say, having no empathy for men who are shy and afraid of rejection is not going to score you any points. Because
Exactly.
I've heard people say, "Oh, you want women to come to you? You must be lazy. You must be no. You want women to come to you? No, be the man and approach this woman first." That's what I was told growing up. That's probably what you were told growing up too. But we have to wake up that times have changed. And I'm all for women shooting their shots at women. Don't get me. I mean, women shooting their shots at men. Don't get me wrong. But just like with us men, how you do it is just as important.
Yeah.
It's how you approach. Like, if as a man I can approach no female and be like, "Yo, shawty, what it do, baby? Can I get that number?" No, that's not cool. Women have to be have to be aware of how they approach men. It's the same concept. But women were never, but young women were never taught this kind of stuff. They were told, let the man come to them. Just sit there, look pretty, let the men come to them. But they realized that doesn't work over time. I had a young lady tell me that when she was in middle school, she learned that it's okay for girls to go up to boys and start talking to them and being a little flirty. So she took advantage of that. I'm like, good for you. Instead of waiting for the man to come to you first, the boys to come to you first. Now, granted, she didn't do it in a way that was egregious. At least I'm speculating that because she seemed sensible about what she was saying. So I'm guessing she went on no thirsty shit, basically. But yeah, I ain't got a problem with women shooting their shots at men. Just come at us correctly. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Hold on a second.
All right. But yeah, like, you know, like just, you know, waiting for the right moment and opportunity. I mean, that's good enough in its own right too.
Yeah, give me a minute. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, so
Okay, I'm back. So, Jay, man, what are your final thoughts? I'm about to shut the stream down in a couple of minutes. So, what are your final thoughts on this whole Ebony K. Williams? Do you think she's legit or just talking through her ass?
I think she's probably talking through her ass, especially if it's someone who wants to favor one gender over the other and then favor one race to the other. I mean, I'm friends with, you know, a lot of people that can talk about the subject, but then again, when you have someone like this on television talk about it and try to, you know, get empathy, you know, or whatever to try and, you know, like make sense of the subject, it just doesn't really look too good. I mean, honestly, I think she needs to mind her P's and Q's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, keep her words soft and sweet in case she has to eat them later.
Yeah. I think she's already eaten her own words. That's stuff she said 8 months prior. Yep. Or months ago or whatever. Yep. I think she's already eaten them words. So that shit been sailed.
But yeah, I've actually had a pretty good time coming on here, you know, to talk about this. I mean, not usually my strong suit mostly, but hey, it's a good topic to discuss.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to this streaming stuff. But yeah. I mean, there'll be more to come. I'm gonna try to do a stream at least once every week. The topics may vary, the theme may vary, you know, that kind of thing. But I'm gonna try to find something good to talk about at least once a week.
Alrighty.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Jay, man. Make
All
sure
right.
you like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All right. Take care. Take care. Now that was an interesting stream. Now, my final thoughts. I also believe Ebony K. Williams is talking through her ass, but at the same time, I'm an optimistic person, so I want to believe the best. I prefer hoping for the best, getting ready for the worst. Maybe she does mean, maybe she did have an epiphany. Maybe she did wake up one day and realize, oh, she was lied to or whatever, and she want to put the message out there. We can only pray and hope that that is the truth, because to have an epiphany in less than a year's time like that, that's a bit off-putting for most people. So maybe she is helping, maybe she's not. Let's just see how this all plays out. I mean, one can only hope. And by the way, anybody that want to come up and give their final thoughts, feel free to do so. We're talking about Ebony K. Williams. Has she had a change of heart? Anybody want to hit that link and come up? You feel free to do so while I give my final thoughts. And as I was saying, it's possible she's had a change of heart. It's possible that maybe she's seen the light, but we can't just, you know, we can't assume the worst, but at the same time, we can't just assume the best based on her history. And like I just showed y'all in this screenshot here, according to this screenshot by the great celebrate Daphne Sutton, she's been married. She had two marriages. She divorced her first husband and gave back the second. So she was married to one guy, divorced him, got engaged to one guy, but called it off. And you're up here giving advice to women. Seriously? Based on your history, I don't think you qualify to give relationship advice. But then again, if Steve Harvey and Derek Jackson can give relationship advice despite their fuckery, I guess anybody can nowadays. Oh boy. That's something I thought about too. Steve Harvey been divorced twice, been cheated on by his so-called girlfriend, and he's still being praised. Derek Jackson cheated on his wife not once, not twice, but not 3 times, but 4 times, and people still praise his monk ass. So at this point, I guess they'll let anyone give relationship advice. It's all about subjective feelings towards that person. It's like applying for a job that doesn't require much to actually get the job. The qualifications are not very high. That's kind of what this feels like. It's like nowadays to be a relationship guru, the qualifications are not that high. Like you could be single for majority of your life and still qualified to give relationship advice, provided that the people that you're preaching to actually like you. Like it's like a popularity contest kind of thing. But that's my final thoughts on this whole thing. Ebony K. Williams, we can hope for the best, but we're ready for the worst based on your history. But anyways, guys, this is Hustler and Muscular, and you know what I like to do, giving you the truth straight out the boot, hit out the park like Babe Ruth, because that's what I do. Deuces.